Hi, my name is Heppy and I'm the new guy from Germany.
Oh, well, Heil Hitler, bitch!
Do you know a movie, a book or TV series that you actually enjoyed, but a bad ending or some story elements that did not work ruined your experience? Well, I do, and that's why I created this little show where I can take those kind of examples and try to rewrite them so they don't suck anymore. Most critics out there only bash, but I will try to be creative and tell my own story using as many elements as possible that were already there to make the story work better. Beware, I'm going to spoil all of the twists and story elements, so before you watch the video, be warned. Let's start with the most disappointing final season of TV ever created for a great show, Dexter. Now, a lot of people say that season 1 to 4 are the only good season of this show, but I actually like the rest of the bunch too, except season 8. The first 5 episodes were pretty awesome, but the show totally got off the rails after that. So now, I will show you a better way, in my opinion, that I could have used by looking at what went wrong. Hannah McKay. I personally liked the character in season 7. She was the manifestation of Dexter's dark urge to kill. She wasn't evil per se, just like his dark side can bring kind of balance to the world, but she was dangerous and hurt Dexter's normal life and his friends. Just like his need to kill. I always saw her as the yang to Deborah. Season 7 was all about Dexter trying to deal with both Deborah and his need to kill. So at the end, while still being a killer, he chose Deborah over Hannah and showed some humanity in him left. In my eyes, Hannah was never meant to be the romantic endgame and the person to cure him of his darkness. That was always Deborah's part. And here is where season 8 doesn't work for me at all. Hannah comes back into his life and he instantly forgives her for almost killing Deb, and all of a sudden he's absolutely blinded by his love and loses his urge to kill slowly. But besides the yin and yang feeling I got, shouldn't that have happened last season? I mean, he spent the whole time with her together in season 7, so now he's feeling different about killing? That doesn't make sense for me. So let us rewrite this to make more sense. Hannah McKay makes her entrance back like in the show, but here in my version she's basically there to manipulate Dexter and has probably inner darker motives. Dexter has to choose. Will he stay with Hannah and become the old killer again, or will he be with Deborah and subconsciously go down the more human path? He chooses Deb, showing humanity in him growing, and kills Hannah for that. Now, besides some of the hate the character got and how that probably would have pleased all of the Hannah haters, wouldn't that be an awesome and dramatic scene? The inner turmoil of Dexter having to kill the person he loved and getting rid of some of his inner demons would have been perfect for last season. And not this. Dr. Vogel. Now personally I didn't love or hate his character in a few episodes mentioned. She only got absolutely useless and annoying far back into the season, where I realized she was only there to symbolize the spiritual mother of Dexter. I never felt like the two really shared a connection, and when this happens, I didn't really understand why Dexter was so upset. I mean, the only thing they always did was argue, fight, and sometimes help each other out. Not really an emotional bond in my opinion. So what do I think she should have been? A villain. Since this season is all about letting go of Dexter's darkness, she should have been the one pushing him into going further with his killing since she created him. I will go into details later. Miami Metro. I think that the Butcher storyline should have had a place in last season. They should have toyed with it a bit more and hinted at the fact that Quinn and Batista are onto Dexter, maybe by finding out by Hannah or another character. I don't think Dexter needed to be exposed for his killings, but I think there should have been a cool episode where Deborah and Dexter work together in an old school clever Dexter way to get rid of the police. Basically, the whole episode could have played out like in a courtroom. The police interrogate Dexter with the audience not knowing who has the upper hand, but at the end Dexter manages to trick the police, just like with Stokes, and gets away one last time. Before I reveal my ending, I want to sum this up and get into small details. So after episode 5, the brain surgeon is dead. It was Yates, and all seems fine until next episode when Hannah shows up and Dexter has to choose between Hannah and Deborah. Hannah could have captured and threatened Deborah and basically told Dex, choose me or her. Dexter pretends to choose Hannah, only to give it a needle, and therefore get Deborah free and safe. After taking her body somewhere else, Dexter sets up the kill room and finally kills Hannah. But little does he know that Hannah had a backup plan and actually ratted him out, or at least gave some information to the police. Now, Dexter and Deborah try everything they can to take care of the situation, and while Miami Metro is suspicious, the two end up winning the fight due to their clever plans to cover up everything. Since Deborah finally completely accepted Dex for what he is, he feels different about himself, about his needs, and decides to use this newfound side of him to try to get rid of his dark side. He asks Dr. Vogel to help him, but this doesn't work that well, since she wants him to be the perfect psychopath as he was designed by her. Vogel kills Deborah, so Dexter can truly be who he should be, and Dexter snaps and kills Vogel in his rage, just like he did in the show with Saxon and his pen.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
After that, we get a scene where all the ghosts of his past haunt him. Lila, Rita, Deborah, Trinity, Lundy, La Guerta, all those characters appear for one last time to basically tell him it's all his fault, just like Harry always did in Dexter's visions. Since I'm using all the elements already presented in the final season, the sea burial of Deborah will be the same this time. Deborah ends up being his last victim, and it seems like Dexter is committing suicide, leaving Harrison with Batista and Cheney. A last shot reveals that Dexter is in exile, in a cavern, little reference to season 2. And we end the show with a monologue of Dexter explaining that he has to stay away before he hurts everybody he knows. I understand the artistic decision to not have a monologue, but this show always had him as a trademark, and the way they ended the show felt so rushed and plain weird. Especially with the lumberjack theme, that a more conventional approach of storytelling would have been more satisfying to the viewers. So, that's my 2 cents on the final season of Dexter. Is it the version I would have liked to see? Maybe not, but as I said, I'm trying to use the stuff that I established in this season before season 8 and the first episodes, and using some elements presented in the show. So, what is your idea of the perfect ending for Dexter? Should Dexter have died or been caught? Is my ending better or even worse than the original ending of the show? Leave your comments and let me know. If you like this video, share, subscribe and like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Heppy and I'm here to make your shitty stories better. See you next time.